there, you little freaks. We've got some wonderful news for you regarding everybody's favorite fat brown buffalo, Cenk Uyger. This is from the Gateway Pundit, and this is a must-read. Young Turks host Cenk Uyger's disturbing sexist, racist, and pro-rape past. While Cenk Uyger panders to the progressive movement, many of his loyal viewers are unaware that the Young Turks host has an extremely dark past, built on sexism, racism, disdain for rape victims. For this reason, the Gateway Pundit has created a guide to some of the more disturbing and hypocritical views held by the liberal darling. In March, co-host Anna Kasparian let slip that she had experienced sexism when she first began working for the Young Turks, claiming that she was passed over for hosting the first hour because of her gender. During the segment, Uyger and Kasparian were discussing Liz Wheeler, the host of One American News, tipping point regarding her comments about feminism and the women who marched on International Women's Day. Quote, I used to think feminists were unbearable. Like, feminism. Who the F needs feminism? Ugh, they just play victim. And you know, I'm gonna work hard. And I'm gonna get what I want through working hard. Kasparian begins. Then I started working, and I'm like, oh, holy crap. There's a lot of sexism, and not necessarily in this company. Although, you know, no, I'm gonna keep it real. Look, TYT has come a super long way since I started working here. But there were issues. There were issues in the beginning, okay? Like John Adarola hosting the first hour before I hosted the first hour. And then, why was that? Like, that was some BS, right? In another clip uploaded to YouTube by a second party in August, Uyger tells female anti-feminism activist Karen Strawn to go make him a sandwich. I will play you the clip right now.
Yeah. Karen, I'm sure if they continue to ask politely, men would have given it to him anyway. Men have been such sweethearts throughout history. I'm sure they would have just said, hey, women, even though we've denied you the right to vote for the entire history of mankind, literally mankind, if you just stuck around and been polite, we'd have given it to you anyway. Come on, Karen, you got to realize that's the biggest load of horse crap you've ever heard in your life.
They took a poll in England of women, and 70% of them didn't want the vote. They thought...
I know, and the women in Saudi Arabia want the burqa. I know, it's because of the culture that they grew up in. Karen, give me a thank you. Look, everything's going great, but you're not being reasonable. You're being ridiculous. Give me a thank you. Give me a thank you for feminists for getting your right to vote. Otherwise, stop voting and go make me a ham sandwich. Karen, yada. Do you want the right to vote or not? Are you going to give a thank you to the women who fought so hard, sometimes risk their lives to get you that right to vote? Or are you going to just keep saying, oh, well, the women of Saudi Arabia love wearing their burqas, and the women in Britain who, while being oppressed and not having the right to vote, said, yeah, they like bending their neck and telling men that, yes, we shouldn't vote, we're silly little women. Are you going to give me a thank you for that, or you're just going to keep on blah-blah on that? Blah-blah on that.
Lobbed bombs, they burned post offices, I read an account in a man's diary from back then.
Hey guys, it's Gabe from the future. I wanted to let you know that I edited that video just to save on time. Link to the full article, which has all the videos in it, in the description below. Thanks, guys. Quote, Karen, give me a thank you. Everything is going great, but you're not being reasonable. You're being ridiculous. Give me a thank you. give me a thank you for feminists for giving you the right to vote. Otherwise, stop voting and go make me a ham sandwich, Uyger demands. In a 2002 archive of Uyger's website for his radio show, the progressive personality wrote that, quote, obviously, the genes of women are flawed. They are poorly designed creatures who do not want to have sex nearly as often as needed for the human race to get along peaceably and fruitfully. He added that, quote, I look up a decent amount defined as at least making out with a new girl every 6 to 8 weeks, and have sex with a steady girl at least once a week. But it seems like there is a sea of tits here, and I'm drinking in tiny droplets. I want to dive into the whole GD ocean. Gosh darn ocean. Quote, in other places, in the US, when I tell girls that I quit law to become a talk show host, they get excited because it indicates I might actually be an interesting person that has done something unusual, and hence cool. Then, with his life, quote, Uyger wrote, in Miami, it is seen as a clear decrease in earning potential and is heavily frowned upon. I have never seen girls so turned off as when I tell a Miami girl I no longer practice law. This reaction is sickening in its depraved, whorish blatantness. End quote. In 2001, Uyger authorized a piece titled Girls Who You Hate But Really Want to Do, about Celestia Flockhart's character, Ally McBeal. In it, he describes how there's something, quote, something about a girl you can't stand. I like her before I hate her, but now that I hate her, I like her twice as much. Quote, unfortunately, since I have written this article, Miss McBeal has lost another 35 pounds, leaving her weight beneath 17 pounds. I am sad to report that due to this development, my attraction to her has waned considerably, leaving behind only my annoyance. Uyger wrote, body shaming the actress. Uyger doesn't only dislike women who are too thin, he also hates fat women. In the show's former theme song, according to an archive of his website from 2004, Uyger boasts rating women on a 5-tier scale. Quote, Tier 1 is a do or date tier. Tier 1 is do or date. Tier 2, just do. Tier 3, in a social vacuum. Tier 4, fat chance. Tier 5, well, I guess you're kind of ugly, and you look a little chubby, and I wouldn't let you touch me if you were the last person on Earth, the lyrics state. Likewise, Uyger's Rules of Dating reads like something you would expect to see published by a pickup artist that the progressive hero would no doubt would claim to hold a moral higher ground over. There are some hard and fast rules of dating women. Ignore these at your peril. The TYT wrote on the website in 2002. His rules include that there must be some serious making out by the third date, and if not by the fourth, you're done. Additionally, there must be orgasm by the fifth date. If not, there will be no sixth date to give you a second chance. And there's the archive footage. I'm not telling girls to be sluts, but there are bounds of reasons and I have no intention of going out with someone in the long run without a reasonable amount of sex. And these rules set reasonable bounds. Ignore them at your peril. The Progressive wrote, his lack of respect for women is showcased even further in a post about what he would do if he was going to commit suicide. I'd buy the best sex money could buy, which I'm sure would be dang good. Two girls at once, Asians, a black, a Venezuelan on top of a Texan prom queen, a security on top of a babysitter, twins, and their mama. I'd dress them up. I'd dress them down. I'd do things to women I hadn't even imagined before, though I can't imagine what that would be, Uyger wrote. Sexual harassment. In a web archive of the Young Turks website for his show on Sirius Satellite Radio in 2002, Uyger wrote, quote, since the site is now an arm of the Young Turk show on the radio, it will soon showcase such lovely features as pictures of the young virginal interns who work with us on the show. That will certainly be a quantum step up from the picture displayed presently on the homepage. A video of the show uploaded to a secondary channel in 2012 further reveals Uyger's double standards of sexual harassment. I'll play the clip right